here on this memorable event in Lati to welcome Biafrans and dignitaries from all over the world that are here present in Finland. They apply to deceive the people with fake restructuring and state creation will not work. Not anymore. The Nigerian state has been anything but an impediment to all these ideals, hence our resolve to exit the enclave that has never been more urgent than now. I'm the Chief Justice of the United States of Biafra, Attorney General Iwuze, to confirm this declaration. Welcome to the 40th State of the United States of Biafra.
So the special IOU allows people, you, your friends, to lend money to the Biafran government. Biafran government guarantees full repayment of the loan.
Good evening, viewers. You're welcome back again. This is BVI Channel 1 Matters Arising. I still remain as Lieutenant Peters. Today, we are looking into the Biafra declaration that happened last weekend in Finland. And we shall, as a people, the Biafran people, the enthusiasts of Biafra, lovers of freedom, Nigerians, irrespective of wherever you come from, to dissect this event and separate illusion from reality. Talking about this very event, many people have called and asked my opinion about it. And I said in a simple way that we as a people should have a voice on this matter. Not just my opinion, but the opinion of the people. And let us together as a people, iron this thing out and find a way forward. If actually we are moving or not moving in the right direction. Before I bore you with this, I want to remind you that this program is live and we shall be engaging you through the comment section and also through the call lines you're seeing on the screen. You can call once we open up the lines to tell the world your opinion and to Biafrans across the world. Let's hear your view about this event of Biafra Declaration. Your opinion matters right here. So, if you're watching from our Facebook, we are streaming there. If you're watching from Instagram, thank you. And also, if you're watching from our backup YouTube channel, that is BVI Channel 1+, thank you so much and you're welcome back again. We remain committed in telling the people undiluted truth that we set our people free. Now, let us hit the ground running and have a review of what actually transpired that day. And when I come back, we will go down on this issue as the matters is arising. I'll be right back. Don't go away.
What are they going to do? They're here to declare Biafra. I am excited. My voice is shaking. This part of me. This is a special moment. These are the British government. They are all working in. These gentlemen and women, these lions and lionesses are going to finish the job to save life, to stop this occupation, to make life better for everybody. It is a country of excitement, a country that will serve the people. You can see how many people, you can see how many. Simon Ekpa has put things in place. He has set all this up. And you can see, this is an intelligent man. These are people who come to serve their people. You can see how much effort Simon has put into this. I am so proud of what is going on. This is an exciting time. We are all here to do one thing, to seek freedom, to restore Biafra. And that is what we are here for. Thank you, my people. This is an emerging nation, lover of freedom. Alex Stop and the whole of Finland. We thank you for doing it. This has to be done. This restoration, it has to be done. It is a long time now. This is far too long. We need to do this, and that is what we are doing. Biafrans, you can see, Biafrans, you can see, this is it, Biafrans, this is it, these are Biafrans, these are the hall is packed, this is what our Prime Minister has put together.
bloggers, bad bloggers, every blogger. No, you said Biafra will not come. Join this group, click in my picture body.
I stand here on this memorable event in Lati to welcome Biafrans and dignitaries from all over the world that are here present in Finland. Last year, we gathered in Helsinki to chart a new course for our people and fight for our freedom. This year, we are gathering again to review our progress and make statements about our freedom. The challenges we face are still enormous, but one thing is clear. Because our angels, Biafra Defense Forces and resistance fighters, have discharged their duties with utmost professionalism, the oppressors have realized they can't kill their way out of our quest for freedom. Their ploy to deceive the people with fake restructuring and state creation will not work. You all remember, we've been asking for restructuring for ages, and Nigeria have refused. Now that our PM has risen up, they now want regional government. Not for us anymore. None of these ploys will bring back the thousands of Biafrans the Nigerian state have killed just for carrying flags or on mere suspicion of being an indigenous people of Biafra membership. Just for being an IPOB, just for being a Biafran, Nigeria murders our people in the thousands. Many families have been rendered childless, motherless, and or fatherless by the Nigerian state. Many people have had their homes and businesses burnt or destroyed by Nigeria state. Many more people have died as a result of secondary effects of the pain and suffering we have had to endure in the hands of the Nigerian state. My fellow Biafrans, as I look back over 3 years since the abduction and extraordinary rendition of our leader, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, MNK, and the severe suffering this act brought onto our people, I am saddened by the extreme cruelty the Nigerian state has unleashed on our people. We have endured a lot and stand to endure even more, underscoring our resolve to attain our inalienable God-given right to existence, freedom, pursuit of happiness and livelihood. Biafrans are begging to live. We are begging to live. Not anymore. Not anymore. The Nigerian state has been anything but an impediment to all these ideals Hence our resolve to exit the enclave that has never been more urgent than now. I salute the courage of Biafrans in the homeland who have borne the brunt of Nigeria's state-sponsored cruelty, particularly those that have paid the ultimate price and their families. To the Biafrans in diaspora, I cannot thank you enough for standing up for your compatriots and being a source of hope for the defenseless people in the homeland who are victims in many respects, including loss of our collective wealth to a select privileged few who then turn around and denigrate the people as miscreants. This sorry state of the enclave is the primary inspiration for MK's fight for the freedom for our people on realization that a fix within the current enclave and its institutions is impossible. In this regard, we initiated a self-referendum voting for our people to decide whether or not they support Biafra independence from Nigeria. This voting process started on February 1st, 2024, and ran through November 28, 2024. The voting just ended, the referendum. The full results will be out in the next 2-3 weeks to the world. The participation was massive, with approximately 50 million votes cast. The results of the self-referendum will be released later in the next 1 or 2 weeks. Once again, I welcome you to the most beautiful and most hospitable city, Lahti, Finland. Thank you so much. I'm the Chief Justice of the United States of Biafra, Attorney Jane Iwunze, to confirm this declaration. Oh, I didn't read this 40 states. Okay. Fellow Biafrans, I hereby mention the 40 states of the United States of Biafra: Aba State, Adoka State, Afema Igodomigodo, Ahoda, Abakip Oro, Alanso, Aludo, Anioma, Branem, Calabar, Ebonyi, Ebube, Edo, Eda, Enugu, Epie, Esan Igodomigodo, Ezani, Iden Igodomigodo, Idun Iban, Igala State, Ibani State, Ika State, Ikemba State, Ikom State, Ikwimisia State, Itayanan, Iwere State, Iwuroha State, Odumegu State, Obuya State, Ogoja State, Ohabuenyi State, Ohuku State, Okigwe State, Omambala State, Olu State, Owerri State, Kwa State, South Atlantic State, Uroba Isoko State. Welcome to the 40 states of the United States of Biafra.
So the special IOU allows people, you, your friends, to lend money to the Biafran government. Biafran government guarantees full repayment of the loan lent to us, plus 100% interest. And there's also a very special gift for those that participated in this. The government will repay you when it's fully established in the homeland, and until then, partial or withdrawal is not allowed. We will reward you.
That is it, my people. In case you're just joining us, we are live on Matters Arising, and we're talking about Biafra Declaration in Finland. Is it an illusion or reality? We're going to find out more on the event that unfolded last weekend. And your opinion as a Biafran is very, very important on these matters today. And also, lovers of freedom, whether you do the or Arewa or any part of African nation, in one way or the other, in support of freedom, equity, fairness, and justice, because that is what Biafra represents. Anything outside that is not Biafra. All right, now that we've seen this, the event that unfolded in Finland, why I decided to, make it a live broadcast is when people are calling on me, asking my opinion, that you've not said anything about this, and you need to show it. Let the world see it. And that is exactly what we're doing right here, so that the world can see, so that those who have not heard will hear, and also react to it. Because every Biafran is an equal stakeholder on this matter. Okay? And every bit of the information that was, disseminated from that very video you just watched, will be taken one after the other. All right? And here on this program, you are going to have my opinion on this matter. And we also expect you to drop your own opinion on this matter. You have to bring in all Biafrans, irrespective of where you belong to. Because we know that in Biafra struggle, there are so many groups out there having their own ideology and how they are pursuing it. Okay? Today, we are reviewing the event that happened in Finland. Now, to start with, what we've been saying over the years, and I will keep repeating it until it sinks down into the medulla oblongata, as they call it, of my people, the Biafran people. I am a Biafran, and I owe nobody any apology to that. And that is the truth. And we have, in this platform, made it clear what it means to be an indigenous person and a citizen. Currently, I am a Nigerian citizen and a Biafran by indigenous identity. Until Biafra becomes an independent nation separate from Nigeria, I am yet to become a Biafran citizen. Don't forget, some people were born as Biafran citizens between the 1967 to 1970. Those that were born at that time had their nationality as Biafrans and not Nigeria. Because at that time, Biafra was a complete different entity from Nigeria. Let us quickly take this call, although for now, we're not taking calls for now. People are already calling, but we're not going to take this call now until I bring you about some of the information we needed to bring to you. It's very important. Okay, so please, you need to sit back and understand the direction of this live broadcast so that you not be in a hurry. KLA commit blunder. Now, let us review how independence is gotten. Those who are calling, please, Akanyo, hang on. After 2-3 minutes, we will start taking your calls. So, just take a look at the critical example on how independence is gotten. And also, we are going to also clear or clarify the difference between freedom and independence. And between the two, which one should come first? That we are going to review tonight. My phones are bubbling, but let us quickly review how independence is gotten. And we're taking this example, once again, from Sudan. Let's see that video. I'll be right back. Don't go away.
As we speak, pro-Russian separatists are trying to secede from Ukraine. The Kurdish regional government is trying to secede from Iraq. And Scotland has a vote scheduled in September that may result in their seceding from the UK. Secession is in the air, and it brings up an important question. If the people of a particular region want to secede, why can't they? There are a lot of ways you could argue this question, but the simplest answer is this. Dissatisfaction in a nation's leaders, its economy, or its government is not enough to secede. You need much more than that. To illustrate this point, let's look at South Sudan and how they successfully seceded from Sudan in 2011. Sudan has a history of conflict between the Muslim majority in the north and the non-Muslim minority in the sub-Saharan south. It was the South that won the right to secede in 2011. They did this by having an established cultural group and region, a history of being institutionally marginalized, an independent representative system of government, and the economic means to establish and protect their new state without bankrupting the other state through secession. Those last points were earned in the Second Sudanese Civil War, which ended in a peace agreement that formally established a representative body for South Sudan. It also created a plan for oil revenue splitting between North and South, and a plan for federal job sharing countrywide. They also needed to prove that there was no better alternative to secession, a point well made by 50-plus years of conflicts and all-out war in the region. Even then, meeting just those requirements isn't enough. You still need wide support among your cultural group and region. You need comparable support from the nation you're leaving, and you need support from the international community. Luckily for South Sudan, all of that did fall into place, and on July 9, 2011, they won their right to secede after a secession referendum was voted on earlier that month. Almost 99% of registered voters in South Sudan voted for secession, and almost 58% of registered voters in the north voted for it as well. Later that month, the UN officially recognized South Sudan as its own nation. That, in a nutshell, is what you need to secede: a clear culture and region, a history of being marginalized, an organized government, a stable economy, no alternate options for peace, and full support from your group as well as support from the group you're leaving. You also need an endorsement from the international community as a whole.
That is it. I believe now the lines are open for you to bring in your calls, and we will take them as they come in. Now, we've just seen how Sudan got their independence. And you know, Sudan is just like Nigeria, as the case might be. When you had Sudan and South Sudan still as one country. If you have forgotten so quickly, let me remind you that Sudan fought war for so many years, just like Biafra people did for so many years. And it is typically similar scenario where you have the northern part of Sudan, predominantly Muslim, different cultural belief and the rest of them. And the south, different cultural beliefs, different religious background, different aspiration and the rest of them. And they also had the chunk of the wealth of the nation, as the case might be. So it's typically like that of Nigeria. So that is the closest example of what we have today in Nigeria. Now, South Sudan were able to gain their independence, not just with propaganda, but they engaged the system in the procedure on getting independence, which you've just watched. So let us quickly take this call as we continue in this program. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening. Your name and where you're calling from?
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me? Oh, I bet you cannot hear me. Please try again. When you call, just know that we can hear you and be free and brief to make your submission. All right? So, like I was saying, South Sudan is just a typical example of the Biafran condition today. And they were able to engage. If you look at the video of you just watched right now, how they got their independence, you understand that it is not just about agitation or getting disgruntled by the system that is working against you. Okay? It's not just by getting involved in a kind of agitation, whether through arms or through enemies possible. But you have to demonstrate beyond that in order to convince not just your people, but the entire people who are involved in the whole scenario, talking about other regions of the country. Hello, good evening. These calls are coming in and they are bouncing out. Hello? Yeah, good evening. Your name and where you're calling from. Increase the volume so that we can hear you properly. Sorry?
Hello.
Go on. Go on, we can hear you.
Okay. What like to concerning this Biafra?
Yes, tell us your name and where you're calling from and be very brief. Other people are calling so that we'll take other calls.
Okay. Okay, my name is I'm from Suka in Enugu State.
All right, go ahead with your submission. What is your take?
I'm so happy to hear this because I'm longing to hear the best of Biafra. So for them today, I heard it. So I'm so happy to hear this Biafra announcement. You all are doing great.
Okay, that is your submission, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much for calling in. And keep watching to have more information. Thank you. All right, I think Ndubisi is joining us virtually. We might bring him on while we continue taking this call. Hello, good evening. Good evening. Can you turn down the volume of where you are listening so that we can talk? Hello, good evening.
Good evening, how are you, sir?
I'm good. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, my name is Teddy Chicks. I'm from Imo State, but I'm calling from South Africa.
All right, go on, Chooks. What's your take on what we're talking about?
Yes, I'm so much love what is happening in Finland.
Okay.
Then there's another thing. I tried to get Simon Empa 2 weeks ago, but he couldn't reply to me. Hello?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, good evening.
Turn down the volume of your listening device and listen to me from here.
Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you turn down the volume of your listening device so that you can hear me from this place?
Yes, I turned it down.
Okay, go on.
No. So, my name is Teddy Chicks. I stay in South Africa, but I'm from Imo State. So, my intake, I so much love what they're doing in Finland. But my contribution to this, if we want to achieve this thing fast, let us make a date or every week, either Monday or Tuesday or Friday. We post Nnamdi on a Facebook in every place you are in this world. Facebook, Instagram, or X. We post Nnamdi there.
Okay.
We free him and we want them to independent. So it will go viral for the whole world to see.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. And that will get us Biafra. Thank you so much. Thank you. Just keep listening. All right. The calls are still open for people to call in for those who want to make. We want to take everybody's opinion. Today, the floor is open for everybody to say their opinion so that we understand the mindset of our people towards all this and be able to address it adequately, because that is the most important thing. Many of you may not agree with me today, but that is not what matters. What matters is the truth we are telling to ourselves, because the last thing and the worst thing any person can do to himself is to lie to himself. And on this platform, if it is not the truth, we are not going to say it here. But here, everybody has the opinion and you have the right to express it. And no opinion should be taken for granted. Every opinion counts so that we know where we're coming from and where we're heading to. Hello, good evening. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good evening, my name is Ibu from Budia.
All right, go on.
Please, I just want to clarify something because I saw this other one that a man powerful was saying that declaration is not legal. I don't know. I just want to clarify that part. And also, I want to know exactly which one is the actual date. Is it the one of or the one of today? Which one is the actual date?
The confusion continues, but just sit back and be watching and listening attentively so that you understand which one is which, because the confusion is what we are trying to dissect here. All right? We are here to clear the air so that everybody will understand the situation of things and separate between the illusion and the reality.
And also, I want to know if the more powerful still working with you on the camera, he has broken out.
Continuous breakout. Well, all of that you're going to find out. Just sit back. Thank you, my brother. Keep listening and watching.
Thank you, sir.
All right, you have answers to all your questions. For those of you who are calling to ask questions, why don't you relax? Tamakul. Since you don't have an opinion yet, just tamakul and listen. Then if you have questions to ask, then you can ask it. Okay? Good. So, talking about the ways people get freedom. There is no two ways about it. It is not just about throwing up your sentiment, your lamentation, your agitation, all of these things that we are doing in the name of Biafra to propagate the Biafra agitation worldwide is a wonderful development, and it have achieved Biafra being in the minds of everyone that calls themselves Biafra, whether those that accept it or not. The truth of the matter is that that name Biafra still exists, and the burning desire for the Biafran freedom is unquestionable among our people. It is a clear thing. Nobody can argue that. And that is what has been achieved and accomplished. This is not the first time we are hearing declaration of Biafra. Many times, many groups have declared Biafra in one way or the other. All of them are really wonderful. But I can tell you, we have achieved nothing more than the propagation of Biafra to the world. For them to hear our cry. Maka nwakwa na-eti mkpu ma nwakwa na-eti mkpu na-eti mkpu ka ebe kurulu ya rally and monoko walu n'unie, and that's exactly what we've been able to do all this while. Let us take this caller and hear his own opinion. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is King, one of Biafra, and I'm calling from Finland.
All right, be brief. What's your take on what we're talking about? You have just 1 minute or two.
All right. According to this declaration, I'll be following this declaration to day one. And I'm very happy about what our family plan and other players are doing about this declaration.
Okay. All right.
So, my own opinion is that I really want our people to go more beyond, so that the Nigerian government will not think that we just want to declare it and this like that. I want our people to sponsor this movement more. Those who are having money at home, even at God, to do more to sponsor this movement so that they can be able to achieve free independence, a proper independence. That's the opinion, and I want our people to help.
I like the word you use, for us to achieve a proper independence. So what happened in Finland is just a demonstration and not a proper independence.
Yes, now that is the one to call proper independence.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Have the proper independence. That is going to be able to do what we like in our region.
All right. Thank you very much. I like your sincerity. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right, that is it. And you know, as Anna Alepta small, we'll be able to arrange some of the mindset of our people properly, in the proper perspective. And he mentioned it, and that's why I say everybody's opinion counts, because you don't know what is sitting right inside the heart of anyone. So the call is still open. We are taking the calls as it comes. And when we go to the comment section, we shall also take some of the valid comments that relates to what we're talking about. And we are going to acknowledge everyone who has been watching, both on our Facebook, our Instagram, and also on our other social media platform. Hello, good evening. Your name and where you're calling from?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you.
My name is Arinze Damian.
All right, Arinze, what's your take?
I'm from Anambra, but I'm calling from Canada.
All right, go on, Arinze. What's your take on what we're talking about?
Yeah, from nonsense, when I first see what was going on from when Chike Dozien and the other ones. So I was telling my friends that what Chike was doing is not the right thing. You cannot continue talking about court without carrying the program by himself. So it's because they keep talking about court, Nnamdi Kanu court. I told my friends that look at Cameroon, their leader was in prison. Another person pick up the mantle and continue. So they keep fighting Simon Eber. But when I look at it, I find out that Simon is doing the right thing more than all of them. Because if without Simon, Biafra agitation would be dead by now.
Okay.
It will be dead by now. So what Simon is doing is the main thing. That Simon is going the right way.
All right. Okay. Now, with what happened in Finland, where will you place it Is it a reality that Biafra had been, declared an independent country and totally there is nothing like Nigeria in Biafran land today? Or is it an illusion or reality?
To me, it's all in Biafra people for them to accept what Simon did and follow Simon is by your faith. What you believe is what you come for you. So if we believe on what Simon did, we believe that Biafra has come.
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
So the next thing is to follow Simon and not the next step.
No, there is no next step. We've already gotten independence now. If it has been declared, so we just take it by faith.
People that is going to work with him and where they are going to start, the security aspect of it, because it's not going to be easy from today going on.
All right. Okay, thank you very much. There is one thing that you mentioned which is quite critical, which is Nnamdi Kanu absence in the setup of Nnamdi Kanu's IPOB. Simon Ekpa is doing a different thing. He called his own Biafra government in exile. So it's not the same with IPOB. Now, Nnamdi Kanu's setup of DOS and IPOB is everything revolves around Nnamdi Kanu. And once Nnamdi Kanu is in jail, everything has to wait until Nnamdi Kanu comes out. Then the agitation will continue. That is what I got from your own point of view. And different from what Simon Ekpa is doing, that even his arrest and detention in prison in Finland, the agitation continued. Somebody else was appointed to take his place and they continued in the activity. And that is one clear example of what you are, saying that is quite different from what Nnamdi Kanu did.
I expected Chike to do this in the Simon Ekpa is doing now. I expected Chike to be doing it. Not following them to court. He has people going to the court. He sent them. Forget about the court and focus on the agitation.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's take other people's view as well. Hello, good evening. Can you turn down the volume of your listening device, please? If you are calling us, please turn down the volume of your listening device so that we can communicate. Good evening. What's your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Ideologies from Enugu State, based in Jos, Plateau State.
All right, go ahead with your submission.
Please, am I permitted to speak my language?
You can speak your language, but it is good that the whole world will hear you. What we're saying is that let everybody hear what we're saying. Although I had a Mifo Tunzuzo here. We want everybody to follow what we're doing.
All right. Please, about the question someone asked about the other man. What is his name again? The disciples of our Nnamdi Kanu. So I want to answer his question. So about the man, powerful there, yes. Powerful, he's a loser. He has lose because the way things goes, he cannot talk except something reasonable try to happen or something remarkable try to upload. That is the time you can hear his voice. And his voice is just like a messenger of Nigeria. Just to have something doing for him to collect his dues.
Okay.
So that's me.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for your submission. Let us take more calls. Hello. Good evening. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Yeah. Good evening. My name is Emeka, calling from the UK.
All right. Go on.
All right. What happened in Finland on November 29 is actually declaration of Biafra. Met all international standards.
Wow.
And international observers, even those visited, confirmed that they have never seen a thing like that before in their life. Let me tell you something. This thing that happened
Hang on while we switch over our line. Just hang on for like 30 seconds. Let us switch over our land quickly. Maybe. Hello?
What are they going to do? We're here to declare Biafra. I am excited. My voice is shaking. Pardon me. This is a special moment. These are the big government. They are all working in. These gentlemen and women, these lions and lionesses are going to finish the job to save life, to stop this occupation, to make life better for everybody. It is a country of excitement, a country that will serve the people. You can see how many people, you can see how many. Simon Ekpa has put things in place. He has set all this up. And you can see, this is an intelligent man. These are people who come to serve their people. You can see how much effort Simon has put into this. I am so proud of what is going on. This is an exciting time. We are all here to do one thing, to seek freedom, to restore Biafra. And that is what we are here for. Thank you.
Yeah, hello, wonderful people. Sorry about that break in transmission. We had some power shutdown. We just have to quickly switch over to our alternative power supply. The caller on the phone, are you still there?
You switch on to your generator, isn't it?
A generator is no longer an option because of it's cut through. It is choking in Nigeria. Okay, so go on. Let's continue.
Okay, so after the approval of the
Okay.
You understand what I mean? Right now, it's obvious now. If you watch what this Robin tweeted, the Nigerian army in Biafra is now occupier of the foreign land. Meaning that any uniform man operating in Biafra now on Nigerian army uniform, anything in America, only get especially on the one in, especially UN, especially America, position Finland again, you get what I mean?
Okay, so today, so currently now, Biafra is now an independent country and is recognized by UN and the other international community.
UN, after this declaration, after this declaration now, will now start lobbying for recognition, just like Eritrea now recognized. Him and Trump, the man who came from America, has said that now America is not going to be the fourth, that he prayed that America will not be the fourth, meaning that America will be between that fourth and second.
Okay. What happened now is that we should now start looking for recognition. Now, who is going to go for that negotiation and lobbying for?
The lobbying, for all those engineers, they are all lobbying them. Even the foreign chief of staff to the White House, the fourth woman chief of staff to the White House, the American independent, is Nnamdi Kanu's lobby.
Okay, so she will be the one that will help precipitate this process.
The one that came from Finland the other day is a big man. He has a very big law firm in America. He's a lobby.
Okay.
He came all the way from America to this convention. The man that looks like Chinese that was speaking.
Okay.
Who said that now the only thing that will give Biafra legitimacy to carry out this declaration, so that with this declaration, breaking regime at the outsmarted Nigeria. So right now, Paul's name here now, recognition.
Okay. All right.
Those lobbying firms now, those are the people now going from, just like when America recognized Israel, recognized Jerusalem as capital of Israel. America be familiar. Then other countries now start coming. Before you know it's Bulgaria, before you know it's Poland, so other countries start. So you have to take the first step. If you don't take that step, nobody will take that step for you. So anybody telling you that what happened in Finland is that person is, look at that woman there, is a professor. Do you know how many Igbo professors that are there? One shenanigan hiding on that telephone telling you that those props, you can't read their profile. Some assistants to this in New York University, this one in Pennsylvania. These are props. Even Uncle Jordan is a doctor.
All right. Okay. Now, let us. I think we're taking a bit of the time because there are a lot of calls coming in. We just have everybody to say their own opinion. Okay.
No, just mention that they're taking the right.
All right. Okay.
Right now, any governor may play one rule. Very careful because if you are found to be working against the Biafra government or Nigeria, they can arrest you.
Wow.
And keep you in their detention. And no person in this world will say anything. No UN will say anything wrong. I think that you are working on Nigeria against their independence. Nobody will listen to you because you know what is going on.
Okay.
That was why they don't want that declaration to happen because it has happened now.
Yes.
Biafra has been declared. Anything you are doing for Nigeria is Biafra now. There's the consequence.
Is illegal? Okay. All right. Okay. It's okay. Maybe you call some other time or you keep listening so that we take other people's call. You've already taken 7 minutes, which is more than what we are allocating to. A lot of people are calling to air the opinion. We need everybody's voice to be heard. All right. DBC, just hang on for a minute. Let me just take more calls, then I'll bring you on. Hello. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is Simon Eberson.
That's the son of Simon Ekpa. Wow. Go on.
Yes,
be very brief. I have other callers coming in. You have just 2 minutes.
Yes, I'll be very brief. I want to start by asking you one question.
Good.
If you see a man powerful on the road, can you know him? Have you seen his picture?
I don't know him powerful. I don't know anybody. I am just here as a media personality for the voice of the people. So let us address the issue on ground. The declaration of Biafra in Finland. We are not talking about any individual. We discuss issues here.
Okay. For me, I am calling you from the United States of Biafra.
Okay.
That is where I'm calling you from, and I'm Simon Eberson.
All right.
So I support what is going in Finland because of the past history of Nigeria, that the forefather of Nigeria lay curse on Nigeria.
All right.
Tafawa Balewa in 1948 lay curse on Nigeria. Nnamdi Azikiwe in 1914 lay curse on Nigeria /1946. They said that Nigeria cannot work. That if they felt that they held to this, that Congo, what happened in Congo should be better than what's going to happen in Nigeria. So that's what is happening for now.
All right.
So that's why we have exempt ourselves from this cause and declare our Biafra.
All right.
Stand on Biafra declaration.
Thank you very much. All right, more calls. Hello, good evening. I think we lost that. Let us bring in the BCVs there so that we will just pause for now and take a review of the calls that we've had so far. Hello, DBC. Good evening. You're welcome back on the program BVI Channel 1 Matters Horizon. You have been following up with the conversation, the calls. They are still coming and they are still calling. But I suspend to go to, can you decide to go to some of the issues and then move forward? I see you smiling. So let's have your opinion. DBC, we have been in the trench.
Yeah, thank you, Chinedu, and greetings to our people all over the world. I greet everybody. You know, the heart desire of our dear people down here and across the globe is for freedom for our people. But like I've always stated, I always explain that there is difference between economic and political freedom with independence. And understanding the concept of independence, I will always say that we have to start by recognizing our indigenous identity. And from our indigenous identity, we extend to our ideology. From our ideology, we now talk of our territory. Our people need to understand the different stages involved in all these things. But it's quite unfortunate that many people do not want to even understand, or they don't want to follow anybody following process, and they want to believe what they believe to be the right way to go. And I will always say that whatever thing you want to do, you must take control of your political territory, because that is the political territory any group of people or country will recognize. And there's only two ways to do that. Is it either political struggle or armed struggle? And in that struggle, you have to define what you are doing. You fight with the enemy. In this case, some people in Biafran side see Nigerian side as the enemy. So they have to confront them in the battlefield. And that is what Ojukwu experimented or tried to do from 1967 to 1970. Ojukwu was in charge of the former Eastern Nigeria because he was the a military administrator in charge of the former Eastern Nigeria. That is the present South, and Southeastern part of Nigeria. So when the situation got worse, we consulted with the elders of the land. I mean the elders, the Igwes, the stakeholders, and he was in charge as the military administrator of the former Eastern Nigeria. It was from the consultation that they supported his declaration for Biafra, and he was in control. He was in charge. He was in control of the army. He was in control of the police. He was in control of the economy. He was in control of the civil servants, public servants, traders, students, and all the stakeholders. That was why he did what he did. But still, Nigerian side resisted him. And it was that resistance that prompted the civil war, which was fought 30 months. So it's always good for us to understand the part of the history, know where we've made mistake and where we should do the correction. In the present dispensation, when the struggle got, I mean, in fact, to across the households in Nigeria, there was a book written by Chodon Fodila, the the uh, the 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 politics of Biafra and the future of Nigeria. The book was launched in Abuja, and in that book launch, I always noted the speech made by Professor Charles Soludo. He said that the struggle has gone, that the struggle, whether you like it or not, Biafra. So it was that lacuna created by these so-called elites that was seized by these pro-Biafran groups and the ordinary people on the street in the southeastern part of Nigeria, even south, Niger Delta, and again diasporan Biafrans like IPOB Simon Eba. And to conclude my speech in line with the discussion of today of the declaration of Biafra in exile, I want to say that that declaration is to me, is symbolic. It's a symbolic declaration, and which did not start today. Was Like did everything, including going to the UN, including going to Addis Ababa, AOU, where Obasanjo ordered for his arrest, including having his own group everywhere, including collecting tax from Onitsha. At a point, P2B had to declare shoot aside, and Wazduke was almost like a government during his own time. So it's not like we've not seen all these things before. It's unfortunate that we are short-sighted or myopic, or we most times our people we seem to forget what have taken place or has taken place in the past. But I was part of the history when all these things happened. So what happened in Finland is symbolic declaration. What happened after that declaration is again one group in Yoruba land tried to hijack a government house. They were also arrested. Some of those things are making mockery of the agitation. It's not like that. There's always a process. So, like I said, it's my own personal opinion, and my opinion remains that political struggle is the way out.
All right.
Anybody that is serious that wants to join the struggle has to start thinking about having a political party. Like in
Okay.
South Africa, Mandela has their political party, and or any other agitating group to think about.
All right. All right,
Think,
NDBC, thank you very much. Let's take this caller quickly. Just hang on there. Hello, good evening. Your name and where you're calling from?
Okay, I'm innocent and I'm calling from UAE.
All right, Innocent, go on. What's your take on what we're talking about today?
Okay. Please, I want to start by asking this to the complaint. Since the declaration of Biafra was written before yesterday, have people started using the Biafran currency? Because with what I know, I've made calls across the island, and Nigerian existence is still very massive. And I try to verify if there is any ballot that belongs to Biafrans. And it's quite unfortunate that there is none. And there is no police station that belongs to Biafrans. Now you said you have declared Biafra, which has been declared by Ojukwu in the past. And I remember during the time of Owazurike, I remember people were printing just as they are doing now to the Simon Ekpa the way they are doing now. I remember that time, there were people who were, printing what they call it, plate number and every other thing. Plate number and every other thing. And after everything went down. Today, or this phrase that they still declare, is a kind of joke. Because for me, I believe that the declaration of Biafra during the time of Ojukwu was one that the whole world recognized. What we should be talking about now is a kind of restoring, because just as you said, because I heard you when you said that some people were born as a Biafran. That means Biafra has been in existence. Now you are declaring Biafra. Which Biafra are you declaring? That means the Biafra that we are talking about, your code is different from what has been. And because stuff like you mentioned South Sudan and other countries who got their independence, you will notice that even South Africa, as soon as they declared that they got their independence, every activity now started existing based on that their government. They operate their currency based on their government. They operate their banks and the other thing. Now our money is still in Nigerian banks. Then if there is any security breach, who are we going to call? Is it Biafra and who are the bush? Who are the bushes? Or where? Do they have any permit? No. Few of them that we are mapped out to call, that we are called Biafra Army or whatever, they are in the bushes, causing havoc. And now, if you have issues to settle, where are the Biafra police whom you are going to consult? Nothing. And it's a kind of joke because even the UN, before you declare Biafra or you declare any independence, there should be the presence of the UN. But this one, only Biafrans, those who call themselves Biafrans, not even just when you call home villages or even other places that they mentioned that belong to Biafra, when you call them, they don't know what's going on themselves. You ask them if there is anything that they don't know. Everything still remains silent as if nothing happened. It only exists on social media, flying around. So in my submission, I think it's like a sort of making jokes of everything. They are trying to bring Nnamdi Kanu down or bring other agitation which has been going on. They want to bring everything down, to bring it to a stop. That's my submission.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much for that, your submission. Our brother that called in from UAE. The lines are still open, and we're here to give everybody a voice and let the opinion of people count here. My opinion may not be your opinion, all right? And most times we are selective with truth, but here we speak the undiluted truth from this platform, whether you like it or not. Sometimes I don't even like some of the truth I have to tell you. But if it is the truth, we say it without looking at anybody's face. Hello, good evening. The caller, your name and where you're calling from, please. Hello?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good evening from here, local time.
Okay. Listen, please.
Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Jacob. I'm calling from UK.
All right, go on, Jacob.
Okay, we need to tell our people to live in reality. Listen, I always tell my people that I have got my own Biafra. I've already gotten my own Biafra. My own Biafra is investing in Igbo land. We need to develop our land. We know that there is injustice against us. Listen, ever working with Asari Dokubo.
Well, we don't have a. We just want to leave out this program from talking about individual. Let us talk about the issues.
Okay, you know what they are doing in Finland? It's just a joke. Okay, they have declared Biafra in Finland. Has anything changed on the ground?
Nothing.
Nothing has changed on the ground. We need to tell our people that we need to bring our investment home, not to damage it. We need to bring our investment home, not to destroy our land. Listen, Emma and people and those people are doing, they are destroying our economy. We need to live in reality.
Okay, so
after we have made our homeland solid, we can have strong power to declare our own nation in Igboland. Not declaring Biafra in faraway Finland, the cold faraway Finland, and nothing changed.
Well, that declaration is quite symbolic, and it ends at that.
Symbolic, but nothing changed. It doesn't make any sense. Nothing has changed.
Our people must understand the difference between illusion and reality.
Yeah, I just declare Biafra here in my own and put in a ring light and declare my own Biafra here. It will make an impact. How about if I declare my own Biafra tomorrow?
All right, now.
What is wrong with our
all right. Now, apart from this issue, talking about investing in Igbo land, you know the problem we are facing in Igbo land today, and generally Nigeria problem that is bringing and undermining investment back home. One, insecurity. Two, bad economy of Nigeria, everything crashing down and all that. Understanding that reality as well, even if you succeed in having that establishment or investment in Igbo land or in Biafran land, as you may call it, without the political control of the land, do you think that there can be any headway? Do you think that Ojukwu would have had the powers to lead the Biafra secession and independence at the time when our people were being massacred across Nigeria, if he had not been in control of the eastern region at that time? He was in the political seat of power of the eastern region.
Okay, what happened to us is that it was the war against us. If Ojukwu would have had an ally outside the country. But I'm saying our people now, me personally, I don't invest anywhere, but only in my Igbo land, no matter how tough it is.
I like that spirit.
In Lagos, I don't invest in Kano, I don't invest in anywhere. Even though when they tell me I will make profit in Lagos, I will make profit over here, I don't invest in anywhere. I can't invest in enemy land.
I like that spirit.
No matter how profit it will give me.
I like that patriotic spirit, honestly.
We should continue investing in Igbo land no matter how tough it is, until things will make it better. We are Igbo people. Most of these people who are supporting sit at home. Most of them live outside Igbo land. If you ask them to sit at home when they are in Igbo land, they won't like it. They are outside. And let me tell you, sometimes they will tell you, they will say it is not, they don't force anybody. But when I went home last time, I want to go out on Monday. They tell me if I go out, they will kill me.
That is the reality.
Our people are lying, and this thing have made I know the kind of stress we are into, it makes us not to live in reality anymore. But we should understand that we have to live in reality now.
I agree with you, and that is why we need to separate the illusion from reality.
Chinedu, let me tell you this. Our people are not even suffering more than the Niger Delta people.
Those ones,
they have the oil. But the refinery, they are taking their oil to build refinery in Lagos, in Kano. They
Yeah.
don't even give them, they don't even Chief Justice of the Federation, they gave them the right time. They chased the man out. Look at the way they chased out a good luck Jonathan out.
We understand all of those gimmicks and the situation of Nigeria. Now, talking about the solution, because we can't dwell continuously on this thing. The truth of the matter is that Biafra is living in the heart of every Igbo man. For now, I can say.
It is in my heart. It is in my heart.
That
What
is,
I'm saying is that
that is one thing.
We must continue. We must continue to invest in Igbo land, no matter how tough it is.
Yes,
People say,
okay. All right. Thank you very much. I thank you for that, your submission. Let us take other people's call, then we'll continue the conversation.
Thank you. You're a very reasonable person.
God bless you. Let's take this caller.
People like you, but it's unfortunate that our people always follow these foolish people acting drama over there.
It's all right. Thank you so much, my brother. Let us take other callers.
Thank you.
All right. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. The caller, Mbadike, I think. Where are you calling from? For the benefit of those who are watching and listening.
Yes, my name is Izuku, known as Mbadike. I'm calling you from the city of New York.
Go on.
Yeah, just a small contribution to what we are discussing today. And it is very simple for people who can use their tongue to count their deeds. From all the time we started agitation for Biafra. Biafra is coming to our land, and the only way it will come in our land today is through GGM. That's the only way good government ministry. For instance, you can see Biafra is coming in Abia State. Biafra is coming in Enugu State. Because when you see the massive investment that is going on in these two states now that is visible, if the governors that we have in the previously are doing what these two governors are doing, which you can testify to it, what our people is saying today will be a simple thing. And I haven't seen in a system where you say you're trying to liberate your people, at the same time, you're putting them in bondage. You understand what I'm saying? Because all these things that we are doing, we're putting our people in bondage. Because if we're not putting our people in bondage, you get to see more development in those two states that our people are being interrupting the activities that is going on there. And we haven't seen when South Africa is doing their own, you never see the people that are agitating with Mandela killing their own people in the name of the agitation. But I believe that what is going on in our land now, we'll be able to touch to the heart of the people that are agitating for Biafran restoration, for them to know you can't kill people that you want to rescue. Rather, you make their life comfortable. The situation in Nigeria is so bad now that if it's not what is going on in the eastern region now, it will be a place people will be migrating to look for something to eat. So, Mazi, now my last point is GGM, Good Governance Ministry, is what will give us Biafra.
All right.
We have run back and forth in this agitation, and we ended up not doing the right thing. Thank you.
But you can hang on there. Don't cut yet. Let me take this caller and come back to you. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Yeah, this is CK calling from United States of America.
All right, go on.
All right. I see the program that is going on. I must say it's an interesting one. And like you said, everybody is here is to air his opinion.
Yeah.
But sometimes I see that some of our people think that they are very, very intelligent. Yet, at the end of the day, you discover that they are not as intelligent as you think they are. From the opening of your program, I saw the thing you played about Sudan, how Sudan gained her independence. I want to ask you, Chinedu, from your own heart of heart, is that the only way to regain your independence? You only played one. But I can give you a list of other countries that had their independence while in exile.
All right, please. That will be very interesting because that is why we are here.
Yes. Okay. That's why I'm saying this now, so that you could as well Google it, because it will help everybody to know. Poland in 1939, Czechoslovakia in 1939, Norway in 1940, Netherlands during the occupation, and Belgium in 1940. All this you can find out. In fact, Czechoslovakia had her independence in exile here in the United States of America. You see, the truth must be told.
Go on. We would like to understand the step by step on how they did it, so that when we are doing it, we also follow the same line. I want you to give, like, if you take one example of what you just mentioned and give like a step to step, just like you saw the Sudan, you saw the step by step on how they did it. Now you said that some people or some countries got their independence in exile, and you've mentioned a few. Just take one of them and give us an example step by step on how they do, so that we can learn from them.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Czechoslovakia, I just told you, because like you said, I mentioned some of them, but I'm giving you an example of Czechoslovakia, and I said it had her independence here in United States of America, precisely Washington, D.C. You get it? What did they do? It's the same thing that the Biafrans in exile are doing. See, the truth of the matter again is that you cannot have your independence in a hostile environment. You mentioned Sudan. Sudan is, like you said, is similar to Nigeria, but Sudan is not Nigeria. Sudan, though they had war, but it was not as hostile as in Nigeria.
It was, my dear. If you go back to that history of Sudan, you know that their own war even lasted far longer than what the Biafran people fought. Biafran people fought for 3 years, but these guys fought for a decade plus, and it was even more severe. Okay, that's not what we're talking about. We're not here. What we want to do is to learn. We learn and unlearn. All right, we learn and unlearn. Now you mentioned about a country. We want a step by step. Just like it was very clear, just in about a minute or two, you should be able to tell us that Yugoslavia did this. When they declared in America, they went to the White House. The White House recognized it, and they moved to the UN. The UN established it, and they moved back home, and they were able to use their army to chase out the occupation government, and they were able to take over their country. If it is that, we want a step by step. What did they do actually? So that if we are taking that as an example, the other people should be able to know what they are stepping into.
That is exactly what I'm trying to explain to you. That is why I said they did exactly the same thing that the Biafran government in exile is doing. Because in their country, it was very, very hostile. They cannot be able to redeclare their independence in their country, so they have to do it in Washington, in the United States. Now, they were able to organize themselves. Then, just the same way the Biafran government is doing, they have their cabinet, they had lobbies, people to represent them in the world. People to talk to other nations for them to be recognized. So these are the steps that are required. It was not the same day they declared their independence that they were recognized. These things we still have to go to United Nations for them to be recognized. So that is the reason why I was trying to let you understand the hostility in Nigeria cannot allow you to do that. You have to declare your independence, redeclaration in exile. Again, since you just gave me some minutes, and I just say, like some of you, we are talking about having a political control. You cannot have a political control in Nigeria. Look at Uzodinma, somebody that came fourth position was imposed as your governor. most of your political leaders are imposed on you. You don't have control under them. Now the government in exile comes in. How do they come in? Is to delegitimize those government officials that are there. That is the only way you can get your independence.
You are still, excuse me, sir, you are still beating around the bush. You've not answered the simple question I asked you. I said, give us the step-by-step of the example you made, so that when we are looking at this template, I say, okay, these people follow this template, after this, after this, that. You know, it doesn't happen like a magic. You have a template, you have a plan, that this will get to this will get to this, we get to. So we want to know the country you mentioned, at least one. Give us detail, or not detail, give us a clear example of step to step, how they were able, after their declaration in America, the next step they took, and then White House recognized them, UN recognized them, the ambassadors, and finally how they were able to go back to their country and remove the government of occupation and now take over the occupation and now become a full-fledged independent country. That is the kind of thing I want to hear from you. So give us what exactly did they do, because the records are there.
Okay, I'm going to re-explain it because I explained it earlier, but you didn't understand it.
No, you didn't explain anything. I know you didn't explain anything. I want you to give me step by step. I didn't want you to tell me that they are doing what Biafran people are doing, or Biafran people are doing what they did. No, we want a step by step. This thing that I just mentioned now, for instance, the example that we just gave you about South Sudan. South Sudan, it's clear that they fought the war for so many years, and they were able, after they have fought so many wars, they were able to set up a regional government in their country. Their regional government, they were able to set up their regional government in their country, and it is recognized by Sudan itself. Another example of this is, excuse me. Another example of this today is Hamas. Hamas, no matter what you call Hamas, whether terrorist organization or whatever, Hamas was able to take over the territory they call Gaza. They took over, they contested election, they have representatives, and they were in charge of that Gaza, completely, politically and everything. And they have people, excuse me, I'm coming. They still have people who go to the UN. You hear people talk about Palestinian statehood, Palestinian this, but including your government of Nigeria also goes there to support and give solidarity to Palestinians and the rest of them. Now, you hear people at the front line of where it matters, speaking for a nationhood, because they were able to establish a political control of their territory, and their people are in support of them. Another example is the one they call Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt. You know, Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt was once considered a terrorist organization, just like Al-Qaeda and the rest of them. But the president of Egypt at that time was elected under the platform of Muslim Brotherhood, because they know and understand the importance of political control. And without which, forget about anything you are talking. We are all deceiving ourselves. Because if Ojukwu was not, excuse me, sir, excuse me, I want to dissect this thing. If Ojukwu was not as the Eastern Region military administrator at the time our people were being massacred across Nigeria, he was in control of the political structure in the Eastern region. At the time, our people were being massacred. And that was why, and on that platform, he stood to defend his people and asked them to come back home. And the elders gave him the support, and Biafra was declared. Because they are in control political control of their territory. Now, when we look at ourselves, when we look at ourselves in Biafran land today, just like you know very well that nothing has changed. Everything still, the status quo remains the same. I am not saying that what they did in Finland is not good or acceptable. It is symbolic. It is symbolic, but we must separate facts or reality from illusion or propaganda. We must face the fact and separate the two so that we'll be clear on what we are doing, so that we don't mix everything up and be confusing ourselves.
Can I come in now? You asked me a question, right? You said if Odiwegu Ojukwu did not have political control, he would not have fought for our people. That is true. But do you know the reason why your country cannot be restructured? Because they don't want you to have that control you had during Ojukwu's time. Now, Chinedu, I am telling you that all your political leaders have been captured.
I agree with you.
The only way to recapture them, wait, I'm coming. I kept quiet.
Go on.
The only way to recapture your political power is to delegitimize them by having government in exile. That is the only way you can regain that political power you are looking for. You can never achieve that. You need to delegitimize those political powers that have been captured.
Okay, now
regain that political power.
let us not dwell in this because a lot of people are calling. No. I want you to excuse me, sir. I want you to. Listen. I want you. Listen. I'm not cutting you short. Calm down first. Excuse me. Excuse me, sir. I just want to help you. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. It's not about rubbling up issue. I want you to be very clear. I want you to speak. I want to give you more time. Excuse me. I sometimes this is my program that I have control of making sure that we don't derail. I want you to explain to the people who are listening, the Biafran people. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here for you to, bring out every point you have in a more clearer perspective. Now that the declaration has happened, now that you say that they have illegitimized any government that is existing in Biafran land today, what is the next step? Because as we are today in Biafran land, status quo remains the same. And as we have it, this is so I want you to tell us how would they be able to come back home, because you cannot have a country by virtual or virtual country or have the country permanently in exile. How do you expect? How do you expect for this government in exile to be able to be in control of the territory involved? Because I had them say they are now going for loan, for people to give them loan. I had them say there that people, the government should give them loan that the Biafra government will repay whenever they take control of their territory. Now, it is either two ways, and that will bring us down to the actual two ways to get independence or anything. Either through war or through political process. These two things. You can either take one and leave the other. So that our people will not be taken unaware. So that people who are not living in Biafran land here, who have taken citizenship of other countries, will not sit here ablaze. And the people here were born. So we want a situation where our people will be safe, our land will not be occupied, and our people will not be killed on daily basis. Thank you.
Okay, can I come in now?
Now come in very briefly. From now, I'm not going to distract you or interrupt you in the next 3 minutes. So you have the time.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that for giving me the opportunity. Like you say, you have rightly agreed that you need your political control back. And you also agree with me that all your political control and your politicians have been captured. One, the only way to regain that control is to delegitimize them, all of them.
because you have created a government in exile. This government in exile will interact with the international communities which you never had before. They are standing. Also, remember, you have a case in African Union. Biafra versus Nigeria. There is a case in African Union. The politicians in your country cannot take your case to the United Nations. It is the government in exile that will take your case to United Nations. It is becoming government by government. That is how you recognize or you regain your legitimacy. Already in your homeland, you have a territory. Your territory has been defined. Also, you have some instruments that have shown that you have control of your territory. These are the things that are required by the international community. Everything will end back on round table. You are going to United Nations. Nigeria will have to answer at the United Nations. Those people in the country cannot do that because all of them are engaged. So you need people that will represent you. That is what is going on. That is how you regain your legitimacy.
Good.
You cannot achieve it through any other way. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Honestly speaking, you sound very, very, very intelligent and smart and coordinated in your own opinion. And I can tell you, I give it to you. And we hope that this step-to-step plan of action will be taken and we will continue propagating it to our people because our people must be carried along. And I appreciate your stance. Honestly speaking, I really appreciate your stance. It sounds more realistic than people just jumping up and saying, we follow, we follow. If you are following, know what you are following and where you are heading to. At least for now, we have taken that your opinion very, very strongly. Thank you for calling as we open up the lines for other people. Thank you. God bless you. All right, NDBC, we've had more than 60 missed calls here. People are calling and calling and calling and calling. They want to be part of this program. For benefit of time, we may not be able to go through our many comments, just like we normally do every time, to read out your comments and appreciate those who are calling in and who have been part of this program. NDBC, okay, Mbadike is still here. Mbadike, let me take you quickly before I bring back NDBC to join us in the comment. Oh, NDBC, just come in and let's quickly take your opinion. But before then, let me take this one last call. Just one last call. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Yeah, good evening. Your name and where you're calling from, please. You have 2 minutes.
What?
It seems you're not following. Let's talk about callers. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Your name and where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Italy.
All right, your name?
My name is Samson.
Samson. All right, what's your take? You have two minutes, please.
Yeah, I don't want to ask one question.
All right, please.
Are you from Igbo? Are you from Igbo? Are you from Yoruba?
I mean, I heard all that the last caller said. I don't believe in all those things he's saying, because Yugoslavia, he was giving us can you hear me?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, he was giving us an example with Yugoslavia. And he forgot to tell us how Yugoslavia fought and, broke into different countries. There is even no country called Yugoslavia now. He didn't say that. They had a serious war before they were able to break. Right. So there is no way a country will be formed in exile and people are rejoicing. After that, they say, they have produced a Biafra coin. What kind of nonsense Biafra coin? We have Biafra currency during when Biafra was a country. So what kind of coins are we talking about? So what those people did, it was just a joke.
they have ministers, they have this, they have that. Where will they be operating from? And they're asking for a loan from where? Which Biafrans will pay? They give them loan. What will they do anyway? I hope no country will give them loan anyway.
What if country gives them loan, Kwan? What if countries decide to give them loan? Don't you think that they could actually get attraction by some countries who will say, I think we believe in what you're saying? And
that one will amount to 419 because they could tell them they could tell them that the country will they will pay with gas and whatever, but it will not be recognized at all. I'm telling you. So, and that is on one point. On another point, talking about political solution or politics in Nigeria, as things are now, I don't see any light at the end of the tunnel, because you see how these people, when they go in there, they don't allow election. They select people and they select people. So I don't know, honestly. It's really it frightens me a lot. It frightens me a lot.
I deeply understand the feeling. I deeply understand the feeling of our people when we talk about politics. Let me tell you, politics is not just about election. Election is just one aspect of politics. Politics is being in control of your territory in one way or the other. And you cannot play politics without the people. Do you know that?
Yes.
Good. Now, the people in question, for instance, in the Southeast, do you know that Southeast constitutes majority of East indigenous people living and domiciled in the Southeast, unlike other places where you have multi-ethnic nationalities in their states? Southeast, Southeast, the people living in Southeast are Biafrans. Are they not? Good. And they constitute 99% of the people domiciled there. And I can tell you, 98%, or let me just be fair, 95% of the people, if you go out there on the street and ask everyone their position about Biafra, they will tell you they stand with Biafra and they want it today or tomorrow. Do you know that is true?
Yes.
Good.
I know.
Now,
yes, I know.
Now, why is it that when it now gets to the time of an election, the same people will go and rig the election for criminals to be in power? People who don't believe in what they believe. The same people will go and rewrite election results for idiots to go into power. The same people. And tomorrow you blame Yakubu in Abuja. Whereas you are the ones that are perpetuating. People carrying ballot box. Have you seen politicians carry ballot box before? Is it not the people? So when we want to cast our blame on these people, whom you know that they have questionable character, I think our people are not yet serious. Because let me tell you, if by the weight of the aspiration of what our people want, if they put it in capturing each of the states in the Southeast, I can tell you in less than 5 years, Southeast will be under the Biafran enthusiasts, just like you have in other countries. I know there are people who don't believe in Biafra. For instance, myself, I believe fully in Biafra, and I am not afraid to say that I am a Biafran, living in Biafran land. Am I not? Have I not been saying it?
Yeah.
Have I not been propagating it? Have I not been propagating it? Now, if I stand for an election tomorrow, for instance, if I stand for an election tomorrow to say, I want to serve Biafran people in Anambra State, do you know the people that will sabotage that process are the Biafran people, not the Fulanis, not the Hausas, not the Yorubas? Do you know that?
Wait, let me tell you, what you said that is truth, but let me tell you one thing.
So who is our problem?
It is one thing to say something, but another thing to practice, to put it in practice.
What exactly are we not putting in practice?
No, wait, let me give you an example. During the last election, many people believed in obedient movement, isn't it?
Go on.
some people got into House of Rep through labor, obedience. Some people, I mean, at least somebody, I think is a taxi driver or a keke driver, was elected. Some people got into Senate. Now, if those people have the same belief in the policy or principles of obedience, in the Senate, when they are doing all this, when they are appropriating all this money, they will resist and reject and ask them to give them only their basic salary to show by example. And when they are making all these laws that are anti-people, you will hear them resisting it, even though even though the opinion might not be.
Yes, at least they will have their say. At least they will have their say.
Yes, this is what I'm saying.
All right, my brothers.
In a situation where people go there, then they now become like the Joneses.
Can I help you buttress that a little bit, because you are mixing something. You are missing the thing which is political ideology. The people you are talking about, just like you identified, do not have same political ideology as the man they follow. They only jump into the wagon, the moving train.
Okay.
Understand the difference. We are not talking about people jumping into the wagon. We are talking about people who believe in the struggle. I've said that sometime before in one of my videos that if I am elected today as a senator in the National Assembly, I will set that place ablaze with what I am going to agitate for. Have you seen Malema of South Africa? Have you ever been following what he's doing? That is the kind of agitation I expected our people to carry. And there is one thing also I made mention, I published it about 3 years ago. The video is there on our platform. How Cameroonian parliamentarian went and stood for Ambazonians in the parliament and spoke for their this. Now, what we are talking about is that we need to be in control of our territory. If the Biafran enthusiasts, if the energy we are putting in all these different fragmented groups and the rest of them, if we can organize ourselves with the finance, with the money, with everything, with the fire force and all that, put it together, we will capture our homeland for ourselves and establish a legitimate government in the East. Whereas, when you go, do you know that if the Eastern lawmakers alone have this ideology of regional government to start with, they will lobby inside there at the National Assembly, and you see people of the West doing the same and people from the North doing the same. Before you know what is happening in Neke State, that is how things happen. You don't live by wishful thinking. No. We believe in the struggle, but it has to go through the due process of law. And for the safety of our land, and for the safety of our people, if you have our people at heart, a general do not like to go into the battle to decimate his troops, to make sure that all his troops are killed. He doesn't mind. No. Sometimes you have to retreat. Sometimes you have to re-strategize. It is not a battle of guns and bullets. So that we don't continue in this line of action that at the end of the day, you merry go round. We'll be making movement, but no progress. That is just what we are trying to dissect here. We are trying to make our people to understand that truly what happened in Finland is applaudable. It is symbolic, but we must separate illusion from reality. Thank you very much for calling. Let us quickly take some few more calls before we end the program tonight. Hello, good evening. Your name and where you're calling from. Please be very brief. We are rounding off. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Please, your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Chibike.
All right, Chibike.
I'm calling from UK.
All right, Chibike, be brief. You have 2 minutes, please.
Okay. Yes, what I want to I think this is on live program.
Yeah, we are live.
Okay. is with regards to what you're saying, because a lot of people have called in and have been listening to what they're saying. And actually, to be brief about it, you made sense about what you were saying about people coming together to achieve a particular aim. But the way we follow it is another thing. When you talk, let me start with the political agenda you're talking about. If we can come together and vote our people here. You see, there was a comment Obama made when Trump won the election the first time. He said it's not what he thinks, but the office will make him. That office, when he goes there, that office will make him what he will be. So he can have his idea, but when he sits on that seat, because of the kind of government they want, we channel the policies that is going to pursue. So when you talk of our people and politics, those our people in politics, actually they might have good intention when they are going there. If you look at most of the people, I can guarantee you that 99% of our people would like to have Biafra. But if you say you want to follow it through political means, these people, when you vote them in, when they go in there, Nigeria, the mentality will corrupt them. They will change. What they are saying when they are going in there will be a different thing when they get here. Like you said yourself, if they vote you in, vote here that you will be a one-man riot, but you know that a tree cannot make a forest. You can go there, shout as long as you can. At the end of the day, there is nothing you can do about it.
That is why
how they sabotage. Jonathan has good intention for the country, but at the end of the day, you see what he went through.
Excuse me. Let me. I think we are still missing that very thing. Any political party, let me start with that. For instance, political party is formed by ideology. No single political party in Nigeria or politician could be said to be driven by a particular ideology. The only person that connected to the people, just like what we just saw in the recent past election, is that Peter Obi, which came like a tsunami. There is no single political party or politician that can say today that he has a template of an ideology that they are pursuing as a political party. Because Obudo is in a month, just like you said. Government is not run by one person. And when you have, we experimented this thing in 2017 in Anambra State. When we did we flagged up what we call politics of Biafra. And we wanted to use that to run an election. And I can tell you, we were sweeping underneath. I traveled the 21 local government of Anambra State. And I can tell you, we turned upside down the entire system, that even all the political class, all of them in different political parties, came together to conspire against that movement. Because they knew that these people are different. Including even the party we adopted. They did everything possible because we have politicians who are transactional in Igbo land today. And that is the system we needed to change. We have a lot. If you look at the people that you saw there in the Finland, those people you saw there in Finland, you saw doctors there, you saw engineers there, you saw professors there, wonderful people who are there. Wonderful people who are there to roll out this kind of movement. They are very smart. And we also have them in Biafran land. People who are enthusiastic about the freedom of their people. People who, when they go into power, they have this. Apuga, for instance, Apuga Igbo Party. Apuga said they are preaching regional government. They are preaching. How many times have you had any Apuga lawmaker, or including our own governor, Soludo, hammer on the importance of regional government, apart from speaking wonderful grammar to portray that point? Now, being blunt and straight on the need for regional government without playing political correctness in it. They are not playing that politics.
Okay.
So that is what
you have given example of Soludo now.
Now,
when Soludo was coming, you know he has a template. Is he following it up now?
His template is following up based on his own campaign agenda. That one is he has nothing to do with the politics of Biafra. I don't want to say a lot of things here because even Soludo, if he's listening, he will know that even that wave of political Biafra political movement came knocking at his door. I don't want to divulge. I believe any kind of put a media. You know, now, let me tell you, my brother, the way our people, let me tell you, if our people accept that we need to take over our land politically, and they believe in it, and they have somebody they respect, who they say they believe in it, like Nnamdi Kanu, for instance, like Sendo, like Wazirike, and the rest of them, these people that have rose to prominence in the Biafra struggle, saying that we need to capture our land politically. We need true Biafrans that will go in there and start putting structures in place, institutions in place. Let me give you a very clear example in the Nigeria you are living in today. I just want to say this then before I cut the program short because we are almost rounding off. This is very important. Do you know that the northern people were able to establish Sharia government running in parallel with Nigerian government? Do you know who did that? Who did that? A governor in Zamfara.
It was a governor, but
I'm coming.
Obasanjo allowed it.
Excuse me, hang on. Whether Obasanjo allowed it or not, when they declared it in Zamfara, 12 states of the north adopted it. Until today, Sharia government is. Do you know that Sharia police is even arresting Nigerian police in the north?
Of course, yes, I know.
Good. Now they have a very well constructed institution of government. They have their banking system. They have their police. They have their legal system. That's their judiciary. They have their executive system. They have full-fledged political structure outside what you call Nigeria today. Now, it is we lying to ourselves to say we cannot do same. And you cannot sit in the blink and be agitating for it if you are not in the ring. That's exactly what we're saying. When IPOB came up, a customary government bill was brought to their desk for indigenous people of Biafra to have a bill passed, just like the North did, to establish Sharia government. The same principle, and it is the same law that binds the two of them together. Because customary law and Sharia law goes hand in hand. But our people are not interested in such. They're not interested in such politics. They're not interested in such process. Now, that process, if the government of the day at that time in 2012, because I was fully involved, where retired Chief Justice Enzo Ozobo was the chairman of Indigenous People of Biafra Supreme Council of Elders, the customary government was established. None of the southeastern governors supported it. They killed it.
They will not. That is exactly what I'm trying
to say. That is why I tell you the importance. If you have somebody that is a governor that emanated from the principle and the ideology of Biafra, do you think that that law will not be passed? It will be passed.
But how can it work? What you don't understand is how can it work? Okay,
my dear, I don't think we are getting it. Let me
work in other states.
My dear, we are not making any headway in it because we've had that mindset. It cannot work. Let us leave it at that and let us continue the way we are doing it. Maybe one day magic will happen or miracle will happen because that is what we believe in. All right? I think if we have an understanding, dissect it. It's not about making argument. It's about understanding the process. What we're talking about is understanding the process. All right? And putting everybody's idea to work, including what happened in Finland. Everything must come to work for us to make it work. That is my position.
That is exactly where I'm going.
All right. Okay.
What I feel about Nigerian politics is,
I think
know you're running out of time. Anyway, don't worry. Maybe when you have another program, I can call in.
it's all right. I think we have taken a lot of time, and many calls are coming in. The way they are going about it, they don't want us to end today's program. But this will be the last call I'll be taking. Then I can bring in my this thing. Hello.
Yeah.
Please be. Good evening to you. Your name and where you're calling from. Please, you have just 1 minute. Just make it very brief.
I'm Mr. Steve. I'm calling from Onitsha.
Go on, Steve.
Yeah, Steve. I'm calling from Onitsha.
Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah. Based on what the program that is going on, to start with, what happened in Finland is quite symbolic, honestly. But and the truth is that Biafra is living in the heart of all people within the South and region. You see? But the question is this: how will that happening in Finland will affect people here on ground? Because honestly, right here on the I and you know that there is no reflection of what is happening there right here.
That's true.
There's no reflection of what is happening there right here. Then, my question is, how do we get it right? If you ask everybody, the truth, they will tell you, we want Biafra now. So that's what they will tell you. But how do we get there? Our political leaders are not talking anything about it. Someone will have it, we will tell you that, we have to, to speak for the Biafrans when you get it. But when they get there, they will turn their back on the people.
All right.
If we give everybody a chance to get them, maybe at least, even though they have no power to do anything right there, at least let us hear their voice.
Exactly. That's the point.
Let us hear their voice. But once they get there, you see some of them sleeping in the same there.
I'm collecting salary.
Collecting allowances.
All right. Thank you very much.
So I don't see in that it's really hard on the way out, honestly.
All right. We'll continue until we find a way out. Thank you very much. Let us take another caller. Hello, good evening. Hello? Sorry, we might have to call back. We have spent quite a lot of time today. For now, let's suspend calling for now. And I don't know if our brothers are still there. A lot, of course, are still coming in. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good morning from here.
Yeah, good evening.
Good morning. I know you are closing, man. Real quick. You said so many things.
For the benefit of our viewers, for the benefit of our listeners and viewers, please name and where you're calling from. So it's our tradition.
Oh, okay. This is your brother, I'm calling from Los Angeles.
Go ahead, sir.
All right. Thank you so much. Real quick, you said so many things here, which is in line with what I was thinking. The reason I called, it's just to let us know, because it appears that a lot of us are interested in what we're talking about. We don't have any hope in Nigeria, and the problem here is who is to bear the cat? Who will bear the cat? So my advice is, if anyone is on the agenda of getting it right with the Nigerian governments and everything, let them continue in that direction. Okay?
Yeah.
If anyone is forming a government in exile, it's okay. Let them try what they do, because this is not the first time a government was formed in exile, and let people get it right. Maybe a lot of Biafrans who are in diaspora will buy into what is going on. Who knows?
Yeah.
Because I do know that if a quarter of Biafrans in diaspora will buy into this idea of getting Biafra. It's a done deal. Okay, we have the money, we have the ability. So what was done in
Finland?
What is it? Finland was very impressive. It was very organized. I have said it before, and you know the problem we fall into is people who will be saying that, oh, how did they do it? How would you get it? Have not participated. You don't know what they're doing. And the point is that I wouldn't say that, but all I can tell them, in as much as I know, as much as they conduct themselves, they should try to do something, not inflicting pain on our people who are suffering already.
Simple.
Okay? Even though with what I know today, it's not always them who are doing all those things. Okay? Now, the other group that is the IPOM groups that are now hell-bent on fighting these, whatever these guys are doing. I mean, they've been saying whoever will get Biafra, let them go get it. What is the essence of all this fight? Does it have to be you and you alone that will get the Biafra?
Okay.
Let them do what they're doing. If we cannot, if you don't understand what they're doing, keep watching. If anybody supports the good government, it's okay. Okay, because with all this bickering and with all this fight against one another, okay, it's not going to happen. Myself, when I talk about something, I talk about something that I know. Unfortunately, it's the people who doesn't understand what that means that is putting their mouth, and that's why we are in this dilemma right now. So,
all right.
Encourage you, keep up what you're doing. Maybe keep panicking and bringing topics like this so that our people will. Because faith coming by hearing.
Faith coming by hearing. Exactly. Thank you. God bless you. I'll be taking just from now. We just have about, let me say, 5 minutes more. So I will only take 3 calls, and that will be the end. Hello. Good evening. You have just 1 minute. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Thank you. My name is Mazi Emeka. I'm calling from Germany.
Go ahead, Mazi.
Thank you very much, Asuzu. You have made many points. Some of them, if I have time, I could give my own perspective in most of them. And more especially on the question you were asking concerning what next, what is the roadmap, what needs to be done. But let me just first of all react to the issue of inflating pay. And let me ask you this question: when P2B contested the Nigeria election, running for president, can you remind us how many people were killed and what happened to our people, more especially in Lagos, as a result of P2B contesting the Nigerian election?
I don't have the data, but as usual, Nigerian election is marked by violence, which everybody knows. It's a general thing.
I'm talking about inflating pain.
Don't even talk about inflating pain. Every Nigerian is feeling the pain, whether election or not election. So that's not the question. That's not the issue on ground.
Wait a minute. This is your show. I want to counter some of the narratives that are going on, if you permit me, okay? And set the record straight. Nobody come out wishing death on our people. What we wish for our people is freedom, not death. You know what as I do that our people voluntarily go to protest unarmed, not with ordinary flag. And they were murdered down by Nigeria.
Of course.
You cannot say that we are inflicting pain on our people.
No, never.
It is Nigeria that is inflicting pain on our people. Let's put the blame where it is. P2B contested Nigeria election. Many of our people were killed, many of our properties in Lagos were burnt down, destroyed because of the result of P2B contesting election. Let me be as if I'm defending P2B for one thing, okay? I cannot say he contested that election so that our people will be killed or our people's businesses will be destroyed in Lagos, all right? So, but when you talk about inflicting pain, what we say is sit at home. Sit at home is not because we want our people to sit at home. It's because when they go out to express their anger, Nigeria kill them. Then we now desire, we now come out with a different plan. When they sit at their home, it reduces the ability of Nigeria to kill our people. That is why we embark on that sit at home. And the way you have been describing the issue of Nigeria, that we can go about politics, control our territory. Why is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in prison today in Nigeria? If you are genuinely talking for the well-being of our people, and Nigeria tests and trust that yes, you stand for the truth, you stand for the freedom, you stand for the well-being of our people, Nigeria will put you where they put Mazen Nnamdi Kanu.
Is that what you think?
That is why is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in GSS don't today? Why was Mazen Nnamdi Kanu kidnapped?
Anyway, I'll be putting a kind of put on social media, my brother.
Okay, now, do you remember that Ojukwu contested the ordinary Senate under Nigeria in where he come from? What was the result?
Do you know why Ojukwu failed? That is to tell you how the public and our people are. The reason Ojukwu failed is that our people believe that Ojukwu went and joined the enemy party.
Okay, let me ask you a simple question.
There is no two ways about it, my brother.
Yes or no question. Do you agree? Do you believe that Nigerian election is free and fair? Yes or no, please.
My dear, I have been in this for a very long time. Although you are digressing me from the major thing, and I can tell you, because of this, your position, we will come back on this program again tomorrow and continue on it. That is how important. Because I'm coming. I will take that question because I'm closing. It's how important your question is. If your question is not important, I will brush it aside. I said I will come to it and use it as a closing remark. All right? Now, our people who have been watching, people are still calling because people are interested in this issue. It is very important to our people. So because of that, we will be continuing this program tomorrow from 6 p.m. Okay, so that we'll be able to take wider opinion of our people to ensure that everybody is carried along. And at the end, it's all about the welfare and the well-being of our people. Anything that will undermine the safety of lives and property and the little thing our people have been able to build for themselves within the Southeast region, anything that threatens that is not coming from Biafra. And anybody that thinks that by destroying Biafra, by setting it up, he is going to get our freedom, that is not the kind of freedom our people want.
You are making another statement entirely.
Now, let me address the question you asked. It's not an accusation. I'm making a statement of fact. You might agree with me or you may not agree with me. Now, on the issue of election in Nigeria, I have always known and I have been a propagator and a political agitator, knowing fully well that Nigerian system is a fraud, not just the election. And I make bold to say it. Excuse me, my brother, you are not interrogating me. Please. I'm in charge of this program. You allow me to answer the question, don't interrogate me. We are here to learn and unlearn. I don't know why our people are like this. We want to open up a floor like this so that all our people can be free to express their opinion. I've learned some things. People have learned from what I say, and people have learned from what other people have said. The most important thing is to find a lasting solution for the betterment of our people. Anything outside that is not Biafra. Anything outside that is unwarranted for our people. That is what Biafra represents. So we must accommodate each other's opinion. With respect to with the respect of the question you asked.
Every opinion.
with the respect to the issue of political struggle in Nigeria and the hopelessness of the process, because that is exactly where our people are saying no, 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 no. And it is not what is my opinion. If Ndi Igbo say they want to go for another war for the Biafran struggle, I will not say no. I will not say no. But the truth of the matter is that when you talk about independence or freedom, there are two different things. Freedom and independence are two different things. I will address that maybe tomorrow. But if we are talking about the independence of Biafra outside Nigeria entirely as a sovereign country, two ways. Either through political means or through war. There is no other way to do that. So it is left for our people to make their choice and get ready for it. It's as simple as that. So
we are ready to be free.
So it's not something you come. Excuse me. It's not something you come on the social media and be shouting or talking.
No, I'm hosting the program on social media. That is why I'm talking on social media.
Excuse me. On this platform, we have our own belief, which is very clear. We've chosen. There are two things on the table. Not just the Biafran people, the Oduduwa people, the Arewa people. Everybody is tired of this unworkable system. But the truth of the matter is that if you choose your own fight, you maintain that lane. But on this platform, BVI to the one represents. And as I promised the Council of Elders of Indigenous People of Biafra, I will keep speaking that truth they took to the grave. Whether our people takes it or not, that we've taken a stand that it is possible that our people can be free through the political process. And when I talk political process, it's not just about election, contesting election and becoming a politician. I'm talking because when we say it, people say you are the one Nigerianist. That is your business. But until our people understand there are two ways to have independence. I'm not talking about freedom. Two ways to have independence. Either through war or through political process. Or through political process.
You are not,
my brother.
You are not honestly answering my question.
We are here on a very serious business. We are not here to distract ourselves. We are not here to make arguments. Two things: you can believe what you believe. You can take the message and disregard me. It's not my business. My own is to say that truth of my own truth. You can believe your own truth. But I said here and make clear that when we talk about political process or legal process, I think using that political process is getting people completely off. Legal process, due process, okay? That is what we believe in. As the Council of Elders of Indigenous People of Biafra who were existing then, the Ezozobos, the Ikedifes, the Achuzes, and the rest of them, they had this principle of due process of law, to do things within and according to the due process of law. I believe strongly that you can break up Nigeria without breaking Nigerian law. And I'm saying it openly. I am not afraid. If I am being arrested on that basis, problem, come and arrest me. Okay? But you cannot say you are going to fight war and you are propagating it on this platform. We are saying no, because we've gone on the street personally and asked people, would you want war for Biafra to come? Many people say they don't want war. I don't know why is it that it is people who are not even living in Biafra land are the ones pushing for it. Even if you are going to even fight war, or on the internet and social media can plan and execute war. No. Okay? No is the answer. And I'm not standing in the way of anybody to agitate in whatever way they want to or wish to agitate and get whatever they want. The bottom line is that we've taken a stand that if we take this process, we'll be able to achieve with little or minimal casualty and destruction of our homeland. And it's not just for the Biafran people, but also for the Oduduwa people or the Arewa people. The question is that Nigerians are trapped, it is not working, and there is urgent need for the redemption of the indigenous people trapped in Nigeria. The political setup in Nigeria is a fraud and it's in charade. The system is questionable. The people in question in power have questionable characters. They are not driven by ideology. They are not people oriented. They are only interested in their self-aggrandizement and enrichment. And they are very, very intentional in making anti-people's policies. There is no two ways about it, or lamenting over this over time, it will not solve any problem. Why we're doing this is that in as much as we appreciate everybody, your opinion, everything matters. But the most important thing and the bottom line is that the safety and the lives of our people